Ew,
Woo!
ew, woo,
Let's go, Christopher Cross for life.
woo,
Sailing takes me away.
woo.
Welcome in. Sorry for the delay. I got on late. I been kind of scrambling the last couple days for with good reason. You know, possible potential decent job opportunity coming up. So I'm working on that, which I'll talk
There
about
you go.
briefly as we get in here. But thank you guys. NFL draft is tomorrow. It's been hard for me as a Raider fan to really muster any excitement about that because literally every draft ever for the Raiders. But we'll see what happens. Tyler, how are you doing tonight on this Wednesday? Pre-draft.
Doing good, man. Pre-draft. Looking forward to the next guy the Chargers draft that will face a lifetime of unfortunate injuries on a yearly basis.
Well, they just got to get rid of
that,
the crazy doctor they have, the witch doctor guy. They don't let
but
you do the
other than
voodoo
that, no.
stuff no more.
No, they got rid of that in the last CBA. But no, all in all, doing good, man. Got my second vax yesterday, so happy about that. Now I can
Just
go
like the
do
boy.
whatever I want. Yeah, I can go hug Roger if I want to. So
Our guy,
that's
you guys
good.
can hug it out, totally vaxxed. Love to see it.
That's
Love to see it.
yeah. Other than that, not too good. Yeah, looking forward to the draft. Bit of a typical slow Wednesday, but yeah, all in all, doing good. Ron, how about yourself?
Doing well. It was a busy day again. I'll elaborate on that shortly, but had the day off yesterday. One interview with this job. Not gonna. Things are going well. We're advancing. Okay, so the first one was on the phone. Recruiter guy, cool. Did it in the car on my way to work. He set me up with the Zoom Google interview yesterday, which actually, the first point is, as you know, I have a fabulous palatial studio here, where
Yes.
Callan's name is in the rafters. I have the lighting that I want. There's no echo because I'm outside. But as you know, this is almost a live shot earlier before this taping of the chicken coop that is adjacent. And normally, yes, I'm aware. You know, sometimes I'll see them come by. Usually at night, they're not really too active as far as coming across the fence. But it does happen from time to time. So my initial thought was, look, dude, the job is production based. So I don't want to look like an idiot. Like, I got to produce my own interview as a producer to hopefully get hired as a producer. So I want it in the best spot possible. I want lighting. I want the sound that's okay, whatever. And came out here yesterday morning. I obviously have not tried to film anything out here in the morning because the chickens are way more active and the noise was insane. I was like, I gave it like 5 minutes. I cannot actually interview for a job with this all going on back here. Like, it was loud, it was insane, it was crazy. But that interview went fine, and so I left it with a good feeling. And the recruiter, the original contact, hit me up again. He's like, "Cool, I got good feedback on that interview. We want to move forward to the next step, which is 3 more interviews." I was like, Jesus. 3? What? Like, if I don't get the nuclear football at the end of this, like, I don't know, or I better talk to the CEO. Like, the final boss, when I get there, like, the final boss, like, Bowser will shuffle out on the screen.
Slowly come in from the side, yeah.
It's like, oh, all right, I've been watching the YouTube videos. I know it's all about timing. When do I go?
Give you that powerful 16-bit laugh before the interview.
But it's going well. But the interviews will continue, and during the morning, obviously not out here. Beyond that, everything's great. So let's dive on into it. Let's hit some side pieces before we get to the draft. Let me fire up the side piece. Wow. And in response to your question, Cease, I did wear pants. They were not visible but I feel like I didn't want to have a mishap. So on the erring on the side of caution, yes, I did wear pants.
You wore pants but no shirt. You actually just had a vest with no shirt underneath it.
I was like, yes, that's right. Drink it in.
That's the look.
This is what you're missing out on.
You look at this if you want this job.
Look, let the boy look at what is being consecrated here. Before we get into the draft, we did have some Champions League talk. I saw Jaime getting in the comments there. PSG, Man City. Man City gets that first one on the road in Parc des Princes. However you want to say it. I don't have a good French accent. But shout out also yesterday to my boy, Christian Pulisic, a.k.a. American Messi, becomes the first American ever to score in a Champions League semifinal. And Tyler and I were texting back and forth throughout that game. I was really hoping he would, maybe get another one because he was dangerous throughout that game. But as it grounded kind of down to a halt the last 20 minutes, Real Madrid is not going to, if they give up another one at home, they know they're screwed. So they got the goal to tie it and started taking a run at him. And we all know, look, these guys are fragile. They're very fragile. But especially in the case of Pulisic. So a couple guys got, some shots off on him. And my thing, I was like, dude, I just want him to, just give him a chance. But, he's already kind of been fighting for minutes in that rotation. And just don't get hurt, dude. I mean, you got Marcelo, you got Varane out there, a couple hitmen out there that's just like, hey, I'll do the job that needs to be done. And we know what that job is, which is just wipe this fool out. Because he was causing problems.
A couple Charles Oakleys back there.
A couple Oakleys. Real Madrid, they got guys. They got bodies that can come in. Ramos might be back for that second leg. I don't know where he's at with his COVID, being allowed to rejoin. But if he was there, I'd have been like, take him out immediately. Because Ramos and Marcelo, no, I'm not. I don't. Don't
even fly him to the stadium. Just leave him back in London.
Ligaments are too precious in this world, and especially for our literal best player. So I was happy he got the goal, and I was happy he was able to walk off the field without any severe injury. But we will see what happens when they run that back in the second leg. And then today, as Jaime pointed out, Man City goes and gets the win on the road in Paris.
I got to watch quite a bit of that game. Definitely tale of two halves. I mean, first half, Man City looked super disjointed, which is not like them at all. PSG looked pretty solid in the attack. Second half, complete opposite. As soon as Man City scored a goal, PSG, I think I even remember us talking about it last year, they're not they're extremely talented, but they're not at all disciplined. As soon as Man City scored, they just started freaking out. A lot of bad plays, turnovers, fouls, cards. They did wind up getting a red card. And City just kind of kept their shit going. They wound up getting the 2-1 win. 2 goals on the road. That's huge. That means PSG, if they want to get through, they got to win 2-0 in their game next week, which that ain't going to be easy. So, that's interesting setup here. We're looking at a potential All-England final. The way
All England final. Right, it's coming home. It's coming home. Football's coming home. But and so the point that Tyler just made, like I said, if you go down 2 on the road, giving up those 2 away goals, and then you got to go on the road, that's where I was kind of having the dread of dude, Real Madrid is not going to let this happen. Pulisic has been a problem for them, and someone will just straight up stiff arm this guy. If that is what needs to happen, they will do it. So
he's going to charge the box, and somebody's just going to throw an old Stan Hansen lariat and just take his head off.
Yeah, exactly. Straight clothesline. I've never seen anything like this in the game before. There's no place for that.
We're gonna get a freaking who was it? Was it Cantona that did the flying kick into the crowd? We're gonna get that.
That was legendary. Eric Cantona, what a legend! What a legend! But on the other side of Manchester, And yeah, kind of what you said also about PSG. I thought maybe they were sort of growing out of that with the way they played so well in that second leg against Bayern. I was like, all right, like obviously we know the talent is there.
Oh
And
yeah.
I mean, they played their asses off in that game. And, Neymar was pretty much tasked with like, we're going to get the ball to you and you got to make time for these other guys to run onto it. And him and Mbappe, all those guys played really good and made that happen. But I always have in the back of my mind that thought of, it's still to me like a team of mercenaries. Like Man City is also that, but a little more cohesive. I mean, you do have Pep there. Um, there you go, Pep in their step, and a little bit more of a culture of like at least they've been doing this now for a few years. PSG is like you've got all the talent in the world. It's still kind of new money though, and
Hmm.
you can't just always throw these guys together and just expect it to always work. So um, we will see. Again, it's still everything up to play for in the next leg for both of these. But man, Pulisic, let's go, Pulisic. I want to. Can you imagine if he scores in the Champions League final? I'm gonna lose my mind.
Let's just get him healthy there first.
Yeah, we'll just make sure he gets there. But yes, definitely looking forward to that. A couple baseball things. Actually, no. Before that, Tyler sent me this, and this is incredible. Just as a sporting moment. Zdeno Chara, the
Terrifying.
largest man, maybe not the largest man to ever play hockey, but the largest man that is actually capable of skating and logging minutes as a captain. Like usually
Meaningful
guys that
minutes.
big
Yeah.
are, look, dude, you're getting 5 minutes tonight, and I expect you to get a fighting major and maybe a game misconduct because they took a run at our guy, and we just need you to like slam someone's head into the ice. But Chara is the very rare combination of being huge. He's 6'9" on bare feet. So on skates, the dude's probably running close to 7 foot. I mean, he looks bigger than everyone out there, even against the other big guys. And he wasn't even really like a brawler when he came into the league either. But all these enforcers and other people, it's like, dude, I got to take a run at the biggest guy. Like Tyler said last night, it's like jail. Like, I can't be disrespected. Like, I got to run at this guy. So he actually has logged a substantial amount of penalty minutes after that. But this picture is that's nightmare fuel. Do you want that in your life? Do you want that coming at you? No, I do not. No, sir, and thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what the circumstances that led up to the fight were, but I'm sure like Matt Martin there for the Islanders is kind of, maybe rethinking a few decisions that led him to this in life.
How did we get here? Like maybe like on that face-off when he like smacked the guy on the back of the leg, like, hey, let's go. Are you ready? And at this point, I feel like I might have to hit him with one of these. It seemed like a good idea at the time until it was a terrible idea. And just look at that. I mean, you're looking at the face of hell right there.
I wish I knew which NHL photographer got this picture because it's an amazing picture and it's absolutely horrifying. Just seeing this 6'9" Czechoslovakian. Yes, he's not Czech. He's not Slovakian. He is Czechoslovakian. He is true Eastern Bloc. Anybody that's watched us here knows like we don't fuck with Eastern Bloc guys.
Who are the most terrifying UFC fighters? Eastern Bloc guys. They've been through some shit and they will go through more and they don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, I would not mess with a 6'9" dude that can skate and fight. That is just absolutely horrifying picture there.
It's kind of like the Randy Johnson effect too. Like in baseball, like the guy's already on a mound. Like in this case, we'll say skates. He's bigger than you. He's like throwing down on top of you. In this case, actual punches on you. So like maybe just turtle right there. Like just you know what, dude, it was a misunderstanding. No, I know. Hey man, you play too much. God, stop. Dang. All right.
I thought you were a Dano Chara. My bad. My bad. I got the wrong guy.
The
I got
other
the wrong
brother.
guy. Yeah.
But that is a classic photo, one of the photos of the NHL season so far. So I definitely did enjoy seeing that.
It's still weird to see Chara.
I can't look away at it.
It's still weird to not see Chara in and I know he played for he got drafted by the Islanders and played for one of the teams. And it's just weird not seeing him in a Bruins jersey.
Oh, and yes, actually, as we get into the combat sports here, which is went to a hockey game, fight broke out. Went to the fight, a hockey game broke out. That
exactly
classic trope there. But yeah, that's just a great photo. That's like right place, right time, everything in focus. I mean, just you look at some of the classic sports photos. It's not like an all time Bobby Orr flying through the air as he scores the goal, but I mean, it's up there. That's pretty great. The terror. You can feel it. You can feel it through that photo. A couple more things as we get. I'll just touch on baseball and then we'll talk draft. America's sweetheart, America's favorite umpire, Angel Hernandez. After his
simply the best
thing was overturned, and then he just requested that it be dismissed. Now he's requesting that his dismissal be overturned. God, this guy, can he get any calls right? Apparently not.
Well, so I imagine that when he filed this, and he went up and he asked this request, from the judge probably just went to the umpire scorecard Twitter account and said, "No, take one look at this. No, we're not going to do that."
We'll take a look at this from last night. Yes, this is a very classic. I mean, this is textbook Angel right here. You see, wow. 89%. That's the best. These are the guys that umpire the best of the best players. And yes,
this is the guy that
half of them were Reds, so not the best of the best, but they're major leaguers, and that's what you're dealing with. And it, of course, I still have this on deck, which there's never a bad time to play.
Invent himself, and especially on a team like this.
And the 1-1. Angel Hernandez is in midseason form.
Angel Hernandez in mid-season form. At this point, you're just a meme. You're so bad, everyone expects you to be bad. This guy, dude, I cannot believe this guy.
You are not only expected to be bad, you are legally listed as a bad umpire.
If I show up to a game and he has a good game, I'll be upset because I came to boo this fool. We know what's going on. It's going to be bad for everyone. And he actually just blindly has game of his life, a blinder, as they say.
A blinder, yes.
He had everything. He was just in the zone. He actually.
I would also like to ask, though, when has anybody showed up to a game and Angel Hernandez had a good game?
Not yet.
Yeah.
But it could happen.
It's like seeing a perfect game.
It's right.
It's like seeing a perfect game. Yeah. It's a perfect game if you show up and he has a good game. Yeah.
He had a great strike zone. He didn't get into any kind of bull crap, yelling, trying to take over the game.
Yes.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. I'll be texting all my friends, Angel's on a heater right now. Tune into the game.
His accuracy rating is over 91%, dude. I've never seen this before.
He might retire after this game. We're never going to see this again.
Takes his umpiring mask off, sets it on home plate, and just leaves.
Sets the gloves down, the mask down, walks off to a chorus of boos. That's how I picture it ending. That's how it should end. Going out like a G.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
And before we do hit the professional football ranks, one other, actually my favorite story of the day, and this has been in motion for a while, but it's been more rumored than, actually substance to it. College football. The college football playoff actually sort of realizing, wait, we could make way more money if we go to a legit playoff. I'm glad they went away from just the BCS where it's all right, well, based on these stats, it's these two teams. All right, 4, that was a little taster, but at least you got to play into the game.
There was progress. Yeah.
But 4 is also, again, I mean, look at in Tyler's case, look at the Big Ten. They had, going back a couple years here, what was it, like 2017, Ohio State didn't get in. 2016, they got in, but the champion of the conference did not get in.
Right.
Like all
Right.
these weird things that happen. And I would say most likely if this does come to be, probably you're going to have a situation where any of the Power Five, like the conference champions, are all going to get in to that, especially if it's 12, which is fine. Like I have no problem with that. And then it still leaves you room for, I guess what you would say is like an at-large. So, runner-up in these power conferences, or like Boise State, or some of these teams that are always up there with good records, but they're just like, wow, they just never gave us a shot. And also the other thing I want to say is, like, to the top, like Richie Rich people, I saw Saban on Feinbaum today was like, well, they're student athletes. I mean, how many games can we ask them to play? I'm like, just don't play the freaking garbage games that you play for the first 3 weeks of the year. Just take one of those away. Who cares? Like, it ain't going to be missed. So anyone that's saying it diminishes the regular season, I completely disagree, because I think it makes the regular season that much more valuable for these teams that are like in that spot of like, we could be 18, we could be 12. Like now you got like the games all the way to the end matter. Some teams might have to reshuffle conference championship games, or I don't know if they get rid of them, whatever. But like the only casualty that I could see is the bowl games. And yes, bowls, I know, like they have TV deals. It's a tradition thing. I get it. I like bowl games, but having a legit playoff where you don't, like the number 13 team, say it goes to 12. It's a lot easier to like disregard that. Like, man, we got screwed. We were 13, than it is to disregard the number 5 team that a lot of times has a legit case and does not get in. So I am all for it. And as I said, if they hook this up, especially at 12 teams, this will make so much money. Like ESPN, yes, I know you have like that, the deal with the playoff and all this stuff. Just realize, like, take a step back and be like, oh, wait, we can make 4 times that much if we go on the new program. That's my thing. This will be the biggest sporting, this will be bigger than the college basketball tournament, as like a net thing, at least here in the U.S., I think bigger than the Super Bowl as far as like revenue generating. And then, if it goes to 12, you would assume there's probably like a home game in that first playoff round. So you have the incentive to still get to the top to get that home game. And then maybe as you go through, like, all right, the next one's some bowl game and then the championship game. But I don't see any problem with this. I think this is way overdue that they were actually like, oh, you know what, we're actually thinking about it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And to your point about, people trying to argue at this point in time the regular season means something. The problem is it doesn't. Like and don't get me wrong, I'm somebody, I still watch all the playoff games, yada, yada, yada. But it's basically predetermined that as long as Alabama, Clemson, Ohio, Oklahoma, or Notre Dame don't have 2 losses, they're in. They're in. They just don't have to lose twice, and they're in. So, like, you can't tell me the regular season means something when it's these 5 teams that are guaranteed to be in as long as they don't lose twice. So, yeah, I'm all for the expansion of it. I will. Believe me, I will watch, whatever 5-seeded LSU taking on like 12-seeded Tulane. Like, yeah, I'm in. I'm watching that 100%.
Hell of a season for Tulane,
right? So right now it is just them discussing it. They may still say no. It's. I did a text in our group chat earlier that the European Super League is kind of a derivative of what the playoff system is right now. That we kind of already have the Super League.
Yeah. Everyone universally bashed the Super League. Players, fans. Well, the real actual reality of the situation is the current playoff is the Super League. Like, it's only for the rich, top of the top. Probably the same 3 at least are going to get in every time. Like, this actually makes it a tournament, and it just has to be this way, I feel like.
and I've seen people make the argument, well, if you invite these at-large teams, the non-Power 5 teams, you're just going to get blowouts. How many blowouts have we had in the current playoff system? I mean, I think there's been like 4 close games in the playoffs since they started it. Like, it's been nothing but blowouts. So that's not changing to me. So yeah, I mean, like, I hope they do something like 18 playoff. I think would be nice. 10 or 12 would be really cool. 16, maybe a little bit too much, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm still going to watch all those games anyways. So yeah, I am.
16, I think, would be oversaturated as well. But
Mhm.
again, it would be far and away better than what they currently have. And if you go to 12 or 16 or whatever it ends up being, then like I'd rather have the problem of like you have in basketball, like, man, I really don't think that team should have got in, as opposed to now where the problem is always like that team really should have gotten in, and
Right.
there's only 4 spots. Like we can complain about like they're pretty soft, like 11 seed, like I can't believe they made it, but they still got to line up and play the game. Like that'll weed itself out. Like if they're garbage, we'll find out. But at least like just have a legit tournament. And like I said, at the end of the day, the money that they will make off of this will surpass even the basketball
Mhm.
tournament, even with its
Mhm.
more games. The great TV programming they have where it's on all day. I'm never gonna not love the basketball tournament, but this will make so much money. Like once they realize that, they'll be like, we're going to 32, we're going to 64. Playoffs start in October.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And look, you made the great point when you said it's a lot easier to dismiss the number 13 seed, or whoever gets ranked 13th, than it is 5th, because usually like the top 6 seeds, you're like, yeah, every single one of these guys has an argument. By the time you get down past even past like 10, you'd be like, well, you're the 11th seed. It means you lost like 4 times. Like, come on.
And that's why I kind of like now. I know 12 is the number really getting kicked around right now, and there's other, maybe 8, maybe 16. I think 12 is the sweet spot because
It's a good number.
it's right in the middle of like, okay, all the teams that would have been boxed out before that had a legitimate shot, like you were talking about, they're going to be in. And then some of the fringe teams where you're like, not quite sure, but, they like BYU, like, but who did they play? Like, who knows? But they're in too. So, like, once you're in that 12, they all got a shot, and all the games will draw huge ratings. And then as you just build up to, like, I just think it's going to be great. Like, 3 rounds, like, just play it out for 3, maybe even have a bye in there for, like, the top 2 or whatever. Like,
Well, yeah, if you have 12 teams, then that means the top 4 seeds would all get a bye in the first round. I'm like, yeah, that's perfect, because that still incentivizes the regular season. Guess
you
what?
want to get the
You
bye.
get a bye in the first round. Yeah.
Actually, what was the number? I heard on Dan Patrick's show, he was like, here's the thing, like 40% of the teams in the NFL get in the playoffs. Even with 12, 9% of the teams in college football would get
Right.
in. So it's not just
True.
like we're giving like, oh, everyone's in the playoffs. So, like, no, it's still not that. And even for Alabama, Clemson, whatever, Ohio State, you still want to get that bye or that home game. So you have something to play for all the way to the end. And then the teams that are like right there, like, we got to get in that 12. They're playing all the way too. So as opposed to, well, we're 12 now, so like we're never getting in the top 4. Like, I mean, I'm not saying they're not going to try still to get into the Chick-fil-A Bowl or whatever, but this is different. Like, you have a chance, you're in the conversation, and then you just go win the games in front of you. You could be national champion.
That is also part of the problem. Is kind of the way the system's set up right now. Is if you're not ranked in the top 10 when the preseason starts, you've got 0 shot. You're not going to
with
get
the
into
current
the top
thing.
4.
You're already out, pretty much. You're
So
already
yeah,
out.
so if you start unranked or start 25th, whatever, like, you still have that shot. You could get up to top 12. Like, that is a possibility.
This is the one that brings the Pac-12 back. Finally.
That'd be great if they get this pushed through after they get rid of Larry Scott. Like, now stuff starts happening.
The Conference of
amazing would that be?
Champions. Conference of
There we
Champions.
go. There we go.
And let's swerve over to the draft. I don't have a lot about it because I was telling Tyler, again, as a Raider fan, the draft it's just like the first game of the season. It's exciting up until it starts, and then it just makes me mad. So, that's just me. That's the life I chose. I'll live with it. But
Sure.
couple, movements throughout the day. Teddy B going to our beloved AFC West. Trading to the Broncos for a 6th-round pick. Kind of interesting, but I don't know what he's still on the hook for contract-wise.
So Panthers are covering $7 million. Denver's on the hook for $3 million. Which
okay.
them only paying $3 million for backup quarterback. That's actually a pretty solid deal.
Yeah, well, I'd take him right now over freaking Locke. Like, I hate that guy. Like, I don't want the Broncos to win anyway, but I think they're more dangerous with Teddy B back there.
Yeah, so that is the interesting thing here is what are they going to do? Because now, you just mentioned they got Drew Lock, Teddy B. Are they going to still go for a quarterback? I mean, are they going to give Lock one more year? Are they planning to get rid of him and just have Teddy B try and coach whoever they draft here? I'm kind of intrigued by this.
Is that a 6th round this year in this current tomorrow's draft?
6th round this year. Correct.
Well, you're not going to get a quarterback as ready as Teddy B right now in the 6th round, whatever it is, Saturday this year. So I think that's a good move, and I think it kind of crosses off them having to go for a quarterback because, it'll probably be one of those, like, it's going to be an open competition. Like, either of these guys can go for it. But either of them, even as much as I hate Drew Lock, it's going to be better than a guy you get in the 6th round, which is probably a guy he's not going to start for you next year anyway. So this kind of puts you in a spot where, like, all right, we don't have to worry about drafting a quarterback. We'll figure out, like, whether it's Teddy B or if Locke wins the spot and, we have to work something out with Teddy B or just let him go. But you're covered on quarterback, I think, for the next season. So probably a good move. And we know Elway's sterling track record of drafting quarterbacks. So probably better just to get one that's been playing in the pros. So maybe he's come to the senses.
I mean, it's still interesting, though, just because you think, like, they could still go for a quarterback. I mean, they have the 9th pick right now. So
God, that would be such an Elway move. I would love that.
And it's expected, potentially 5 quarterbacks going in, like, the top 10 picks. So
it's quarterbacks big time at the top, yeah.
It's a bunch of quarterbacks, and only one of them has, like, that, like, okay, there's no real knocks on this guy. The other 4 are kind of like, I don't know about him. But, I'm just kind of curious to see where they go with this. If they do try and draft a quarterback, in which case they're basically, I don't know if they're going to cut Drew Lock or try and trade him or what.
I mean, I at this point, who knows what's going on in Elway's mind with his quarterbacks? Because obviously, like, yes, he was a good one. I hated him, but he can't pick him. So
no,
I mean,
he can't.
And I'm not saying Locke is just like done. I mean, he's still young, but I haven't seen anything to indicate to me that he's like a world beater. And
I've said it before. He is great when the other team goes to a prevent defense.
Yeah, he's a king of killing prevent defense. So you got that. Yeah. Once Teddy B gets you the lead, or maybe you're down, Teddy B has a rough day, throw Locke in there. They're playing soft, boom, there he goes. He's tearing them up. Other thing, looks like Atlanta is staying at the 4th spot, and Pitts is. As far as, once you get past the quarterbacks, I think he's pretty much universally like the top other position player outside of that quarterback group at the top. So definitely would be a nice player to have. I'm not going to bash that at all. Yeah, you're looking. I mean, Atlanta's, they've already got a couple great receivers, a couple pretty good running backs. Now you're adding in a potential. I don't know what he'd be valued as a rookie, as a tight end, but I mean, I imagine people see a lot in him, so he could possibly be a top tight end in the league. I don't know, but they're basically just saying, look, we're not trading our picks. We're going to keep this guy. So we'll see that they're rolling with Matty Ice. Let's see what he can do. Matty Ice. And before we wrap this up, we can go a few more minutes because I don't think anyone's behind us right now. I do apologize again to the CEO, but I do want to bring him in. on the Jupiter Records and Tapes Celebrity Hotline as we are talking about quarterbacks at the top of this draft. And he previously mentioned that even though Danny Dimes, that's my guy, but he mentioned he does have an interest in the Giants getting a quarterback. So bringing into the program, the CEO of the program, Mr. Nick Barrios. How are we doing this evening?
I am amazing. You know why? Because I just got season tickets to a San Diego Loyal.
Let's go.
Yeah.
In the rage section, as you can see.
He's gonna be out there partying with Landon Donovan.
All I need is one of those drums.
Well, apparently, his dog to the game as well. So I was like, oh my God, amazing.
Well, it's San Diego, dude. Dogs have more rights than people here. Just saying.
True.
Yes, right, buddy. Right, come on. Right, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Connor for real.
Yeah. The best ground and pound.
For real.
Although Connor for real said the stage is where we fuck. I think for this Connor, pretty much everywhere is where he does that. Wherever he wants at any time.
The best pound and ground game in San Diego.
Oh man.
Ground game is unmatched.
Emphasis on pound.
Yes, emphasis on pound. But yes, I would not be mad with the Giants getting another quarterback. Reason being, like, I know Danny Dimes, they've invested, but and I was talking to my father about this. We're both Giants. It's like, I think he needs like some type of competition to kind of either elevate his game to the next level, or it's like, hey, we gave you a shot. I'm going to call it like this: the NFC East is going to be weak again. It's going to be another week.
Whoa! Shocking.
It's going to be weak again. So it's like like open season to kind of like either shine, progress the Giants to a playoff game, pending us destroying the Eagles, because I hate the Eagles.
Oh, we know.
But ideally too, it's like either you're gonna groom the next quarterback on the bench, or it becomes a competition, similar to what you just mentioned before with Lockett and Bridgewater. Hey, do we make this now a QB competition to kind of see who's going to be the outright, or do we want Bridgewater to then just kind of mold the next quarterback that for some reason the Elway's probably going to draft another QB. Come on, as a tradition.
Another terrible one.
I mean, well, as long as it doesn't go to USC, he should be somewhat decent.
The only thing that I would take issue with if it was my team would be Danny Dimes is what, 2-3 years in?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you shouldn't have to be going back and drafting his competition. Like, sign a free agent. Sign someone else to, like, either mentor him or push him for the starting spot. But it's a step backwards if you're now having to go back and draft someone to push him. Like,
well, I mean, looking at it too, it's like I mentioned, the NFC East is weak. Like, if you can't make any push, then I guess I'm okay with them looking toward, hey, you know what? We've tried. Let's start looking toward a rebuild season. But with Saquon Barkley, I'm not too comfortable now after that ACL injury. I don't know if he'll come back the same way. So I was like, trust me.
Can you guys just like draft a knee for him? Like, just draft a knee and then put it into him.
Right. I'll give him my right knee, which is
he doesn't. I don't think he wants that.
65% right now.
Whoever's knee measured best at the combine, just, hey, look, you're not going to play for us, but we want that knee. So, look, here's the deal. We will draft you, but we are going to have to take the knee. Like, we're going to cut that off, and we're going to put it on somebody else. Just up front. I'm just keeping it real.
We can rebuild them.
Yes,
we have the technology.
Yes, right on, man. So now I'm curious here. Now, what if, because again, it is projected probably the first 8 picks, the top 5 quarterbacks ranked are going to be gone. So what are you looking at if all the quarterbacks are gone? Like, are you looking maybe go like one of the premier defensive ends, get like some edge rush help on there, help that defense out? Like, what are you thinking?
A defensive end, ideally too, because Dak, he should be coming back this season. Hopefully.
Presumably.
So ideally, that's another threat. hate to admit this too. Jalen Hurts is another threat, not just vertically, but he can run laterally to kind of spread a defense out. So I would want some type of rush on the ends to kind of at least either prevent that or kind of put more pressure. Defense, I think, has always been the Giants' strong. Well, as of recently, it's always been a strong preaching point for their team. Think about when they won back in 07 and 12. Granted, I mean, Eli had his couple of moments, but it's really the defense that kept the Giants in the game.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think, dude, I hate mock drafts, and you kind of have to like take it with whatever grain of salt because it hasn't happened anyway. Even if it's like this guy's like 30% on his mock draft, like okay, well, so that means 70% you got wrong. Like awesome.
That means most of the time you're wrong. Yeah.
But the one that I did like as far as your Giants was the most recent Daniel Jeremiah one, which he has Parsons out of Penn State, which I like. I mean, linebacker, you like, that's solid. And then right around there too, maybe yes, there's injury history there, but I like Phillips if you're talking about an edge rusher from Miami.
Jalen Phillips, yeah.
It is all about that you. Please believe that.
Right.
So for me, and this is where I'm at on the Raiders, I mean, everyone's got the Raiders going offensive line first, which, I mean, they need help there. They got rid of a lot of those guys. But every single other person, every single second, they should be drafting more guys on defense because that defense pisses me off. And especially, I would say, linebackers and edge rushers, those are the guys that seem like they come in the league and can impact right away. Like, different offensive schemes, the speed of everyone, like even, the really good cornerbacks, you can see them kind of stumble out of the gates a little bit like, oh man, this is for real. Like everyone is just as fast as me, that kind of thing. But interior guys, like front seven guys, I think if you're drafted on defense, those are the guys that can come in and you can see right away, like, all right, this guy's like going to be a stud. Like we can get something out of him right now. And he's just plugged in as a starter for the next, however many years till we got to franchise him, sign him again, whatever it is. But if your heart is set on drafting another quarterback, then I don't know who you would get there. Maybe Fields falls down that far.
Fields. I was like,
I doubt that he will, but it's possible.
Yeah, you're looking that far back, probably a Trey Lance or a Mac Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, if the 49ers just swerve everyone and don't get Mac Jones after making all these moves that were sold to us as an overture to Mac Jones.
Today they did say, and of course this could just be smoke and mirrors like you get, the day or two before every draft. They said that they are a no-go on Justin Fields. So that means they just may take Fields tomorrow with the number 3 pick. Who even knows?
Actually, go on because I want to grab a couple pictures here because we talked about this on Saturday when I was out with dinner with producer Tanaya and some friends from work. But I just want to bring up the juxtaposition here that the 49ers are dealing with. So carry on for a few seconds while I get these pictures.
I mean, Tyler, if you like for your Chargers, like who are you looking to get out of the draft? Or
so for the Chargers, if they keep the spot they're in, the 13th pick, I say you go O-line. You've got your quarterback for the next few years. Now you got to protect him. Probably Christian Darrisaw from Virginia Tech. I'm guessing Penei Sewell. He's probably going to be gone. He's probably a top 10 pick. Maybe Rashawn Slater from Northwestern. That's a possibility. I think you got to go O-line. If they trade back, because I've seen some things, depending on how the quarterback picks turn out, they may trade back with like a Chicago or something like that. Then I would say go edge rusher. Go with, Ron mentioned earlier, Jalen Phillips from Miami or Azeez Ojulari from Georgia. I think that's where you go if you move back. But I say shore up that offensive line, protect Herbert at all costs with that 13th pick.
Okay. That's pretty solid. Another thing too, like I've been looking, like, and I think I mentioned this a few episodes ago with the Patriots. Like it's like the real first time we've seen them like really going after it in the draft because obviously they've been behind Tom Brady and it's like pretty much everyone wants to play Brady. What are you doing?
I think we know what he's doing. You don't have to show.
Oh, we know what he's doing. Yeah.
groaning. I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" And it's on my like turned it on my shirt. Like, God damn.
Yeah, you're right though. It is going to be interesting to see what the Patriots do because right now they're sitting at the 15th pick. There's tons of talk of them trying to trade up, go for a quarterback. There have been talks kind of throughout the day of them maybe making a trade for Jimmy G, although that would involve them maybe extending and restructuring his contract as well.
Shout out Sippy. First time, long time. Love to see it.
There we go. Like it. But yeah, I that is interesting, because like you said, normally they are sitting back at, whatever, 27th, 28th, 32nd, whatever their pick is. So
they make their money. It's like, okay, we'll get someone from the 5th and 6th round, build them up, boom, you've got a Pro Bowler right there.
This is the after a brief amount of efforting. Sorry to cut you guys off. This is just what made me laugh. As you know, producer Tanaya, unfortunately, is a Niners fan, but no, it's perfect. And yes, the somewhat maligned Jimmy G, that if he could have just completed that one pass to that guy that was pretty open, they would have won the Super Bowl. And, then he's got some injury things going on. But the 49ers would be going from this Adonis of a man, Jimmy G,
wow.
to
stud
Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the guy.
oh.
So if I could put them in a side-by-side, I would. But I don't have time for that right now. So that's quite a culture change in San Francisco. I don't know what Lynch was doing up there, but maybe, they want a gamer. This guy, he's a winner. And, throwing to guys that are always open. But that's where it's at.
I was going to say that's kind of the biggest problem with, going for an Alabama quarterback is, A, he had all kinds of insane NFL caliber talent around him. And B, when was the last great and I could say the same thing about Ohio. When was the last great quarterback you've seen from that school in the NFL? Like Tua was supposed to be like the most guaranteed Alabama quarterback ever.
Tua
hadn't been that great. And I say this for Ohio, like Justin Fields, fair or not, the knock against him is no quarterbacks from Ohio do anything in the NFL. Like I said, fair or not, and look, this is coming from a biased Michigan fan. Fair or not, that's a knock against him, and he's going to have to go out there and prove people wrong. Mac Jones will have to do the same.
Well, and the thing, too, as far as, both of those teams always have really good wide receivers that are going to be faster or better or bigger.
Offensive line that'll protect you.
And
running back
they always have a great line on both sides of the ball, defense and offensive line. They always have a huge offensive line. So you got time to throw. Most of the time, your first read is open. And if your second read, you still have time to be like, oh, okay, well, this guy's still also fast and great. And just dime them up. So in the NFL, the window ain't that. Everyone, now you're throwing against some of these Ohio State and Alabama guys. So all of a sudden it's not that cute when, it's boom, 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 get the ball out. I know everyone's talking about, Shanahan just wants a guy that can make the short, quick throws. Just throw it where I want. That's all I need. But it seems a little, I honestly, it's just very hilarious to go from Jimmy G, the suave Jimmy G, to the unit that is Mac Jones. But victory cigar. Like I said, the guy's a winner.
True words.
And I do see on the celebrity hotline, on the Corey's Market and Liquor celebrity hotline, Corey's Market and Liquor, 2152 University Avenue, Corey's Market and Liquor. We do check IDs. We do have Sippy joining the program. Sippy, how are we doing this evening?
My man, Southern Miss to the top.
Let's go.
I'm a huge Chiefs fan. Obviously, y'all can see it. I'm a huge Southern Miss fan, always, baby. But I'm a huge Chiefs fan. I know everyone's probably aware of the trade. We traded out of the first round. We got Orlando Brown. We got I believe we have 2 picks in the second round, maybe just one. But I want to go ahead and ask, man, is there a possibility? What do y'all think that we could take, say, a wide receiver? I know we got Tyreek Hill, but we're losing Sammy Watkins, our big man role. I just worry about the Chiefs not having a big man wide receiver. You see what I'm getting at?
I do, but I feel like weapons-wise, you guys are good. And Kelsey is kind of that hybrid because he's really not going to be defended by one cornerback or a linebacker is going to be too slow. I think for the Chiefs, I would just go defense. I would just load up on defense because the offense is going to put up points no matter what. Like, it's just a fact. I'm a Raider fan. Even like having to lead against the Chiefs late in the game is terrifying. Like, because you know they're going to score. Like, you see 25 seconds, oh, we left them too much time. Like, we're screwed. Like it's almost automatic. They got like 3 running backs. Mahomes can do whatever he wants back there. He could take off and run. And then 2 guys in Hill and Kelsey that one person can't guard either of them. So you're always going to have a mismatch somewhere on the field. However you want to mix up the coverage. Like, that only goes so far. But with Mahomes and those guys, like, the offense, they got that on lock. And I totally agree with them getting the help on the offensive line. Because that was, we saw what happened in the Super Bowl. That's
God.
Just give Mahomes some time. He's going to make something happen. He was running for his life in that game. But, I mean, beef up the line, and then I would just throw everything on defense. I hate to say it as a Raider fan because you guys are going to be terrorizing us for pretty much forever. But, yeah, I would just throw all in on defense as far as the picks you make in this draft.
Man. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Soupy.
Oh, I was just saying, I mean, I know it's probably not likely. I think our second round pick is in the 50s. But man, I can't keep silent about Russo, man. I'm a big Russo, I can't say his name probably. But I watch him and I think he's a good fit as an edge, as a DN. Maybe a plug and play guy kind of at Southern Miss, at the Chiefs. So I don't know, man. I just hope we can, like you said, definitely beef up the defense. I think we got Zach Long coming out of retirement. We got Biley. We got my goodness, plenty of guys coming in, but I worry about just the big man role, losing Sammy Watkins, man. It does bother me. I can't just sit back and
I get it, but I mean, I just like the things that Chiefs offense has done, and then like even last year, you started seeing stuff where, like games against the Raiders. Obviously, I watched all those, but other games, watching the Chiefs, like even he's like coming up with stuff where it's like, well, I would never do this with another team, but I know we could probably try this and pull it off. Like. It's a free-for-all for him, like offensively. It's like we could do all kinds of crazy stuff because we have good running backs. We have Mahomes, who can make everything happen. Throw, falling down backwards, upside down, doesn't matter, across his body. Like, this is the stuff of my nightmares here, Sippy. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I had no hand in it, man. It wasn't my decision.
You know what? No, I mean, look, the Chiefs, I'm never going to root for the Chiefs, but I know it was a long time coming. And one of the longtime NFL franchises. They were in the first Super Bowl. So it's not just like a fly-by-night operation over there. So in a way, yes, I'm happy for Chiefs fans such as yourself. It sucks for me, but the Raider fan, it's a life of pain. So I chose to accept that. I'll live with it. I'll just, just accept that's how my Sundays are going to be most of the time in the fall. But oh God, I can only imagine. Like I said, if the Chiefs really, they got players on the defense, like individuals. It's just like as a unit, I feel like they're gettable. So if they can draft some young guys, especially like we were talking about in the front area, edge rushers, those are guys that can come in immediately, make change games. God, dude, if that happens, it's gonna be terrible. And Tyler's a Charger fan, so. We both feel the same. We're getting screwed.
Great. And my other question is, I wanted to ask y'all, who is for y'all's team in particular, who's y'all's draft crush? Y'all have a draft crush this year?
That's a good one.
I mean, I feel like we're both gonna say lineman. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
Herbert obviously broke out. Like you got your guy, but now let's make sure he doesn't get killed. So that's what I would do if I was the Chargers. And same for the Raiders, just because we got rid of. I mean, I like what they were doing the last few years with a giant, just like insanely huge offensive line that actually seemed to work. But they got rid of a lot of those guys, so I feel like they do have to go get Jenkins. the Oklahoma State kid, and rebuild that line because that's kind of their MO.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Penei Sewell, but he's not going to fall to 13. Again, offensive lineman at Oregon. I would definitely, if it was possible, I'd take him. But again, he's going top 6 or 7 probably, so he's not going to follow the Chargers. I do also like. I mean, look, Ronnie said it earlier. Talked about Jalen Phillips, edge rusher out of the U. Gotta love just crazy athletic guys, dangerous guys off the edge from Miami. We're both big fans of the U here, so I would say those two if I had to go with draft crushes. I don't know. What about you?
To be honest, I know there's no freaking way we're gonna get him. There was a way maybe at 31 we could have got him, but definitely not now. I know y'all keep hearing me talk wide receiver, but I was like, dude, give me Terrence Marshall, bro. I thought he would be a good plug for the Chiefs for Sammy Watkins. It sounded legit. And if not that, I think I'm saying the guy's name right. Russo, the D lineman. I was hoping maybe he would fall to 31. And I saw now that the Ravens are in that spot, they're predicted to take him. And I'm like, my goodness, at least we got Orlando Brown from Hill.
Gregory Rousseau from Miami. That's who you're talking about?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. Whoever Dallas gets at 138. I like it. That's a fan with enthusiasm.
I love that.
Fair. That's fair.
But yeah, he's from Miami, and I thought he played lights out, man. I thought he was a good fit for the Chiefs. He's long, kind of lanky. Spags, Spagnuolo loves kind of the bigger. He likes the physical guy, the big, long guy. So he would fit, but I just don't know if, especially now, us being, I think we're 58 or 52, something like that. I don't think any of the guys, especially my draft crushes, I don't think they're going to fall that late. It just sucks. But we got Orlando Brown, so
and I would say
that's the bigger deal.
That's the thing. You got a guy that we already know could do it in the NFL, and he's there to protect a guy that we all know can do things that even everyone else in the NFL can't do, Mahomes. So you got to protect that. Plus, he's locked up for 1,000 years on that contract, which I still agree. Like, kind of is favorable to the Chiefs. Like, for someone that has done what he's done, like, it's worth it, and maybe even kind of could call that a steal. So,
y'all also, I don't know if y'all got time. Y'all opened up a can when I found out y'all was Raider and Charger
oh
fans.
God, I don't know.
I have
we'll
two
see
questions.
how much I could tolerate.
I have two questions separate here. First, let's go with the Raiders. How are we feeling with Derek Carr right now? What's your thoughts, man?
I'm not a huge Derek Carr fan, but he was not the problem last year. That's all I could say. He was fine, and they got their defense is as a whole, the defense is a problem. So I'm gonna give him one more year. I think at this point, after this season, they could cut him and not take a cap hit at where he's at in his contract. So I'm ready to ride it out. You have Mariota, kind of adds a different dimension back there. I know Gruden's whole thing is he's always fascinated with the other quarterback because he's always just wondering but what if?
He's definitely.
And Mariota makes a ton of money. Highest paid backup in the league. Shout out Raiders. Good job. Thanks, Mayak. But that's the life I chose, as I said. So we never do the right thing more than once, ever. But I'm good with Carr. I mean, for now, what it is, they need every single draft pick that is not an offensive lineman, because I know they've been talking about the USC kid as well. After that, all on that defense, because watching that was my eyes were bleeding every week. No lead was safe, least of all against the Chiefs. I mean, they won that one, and then they were close to the second one, but it's just even if it's not the Chiefs, it could be freaking Panthers. It doesn't matter. Dude, we're gonna blow it. Some guy's gonna get a dumb personal foul. They're gonna come back and they're just gonna go right down the field and score. I can't watch it anymore. So I need guys on that defense. I need hardcore individuals, and not Jonathan Abrams taking a dumb penalty all the time, or like Carl Joseph. I know he's gone now, but like they always go for these like, well, yeah, he's kind of small for a safety, but he loves to get down and hit on the run. Like, dude, we've seen that. It doesn't work. Like, just get people that are good at their job, like conventional players. That's all I could say. Tyler, I'll give it to you.
And my other question for you was, is Herbert the future of the Chargers?
He's the present of the Chargers, is what he is. He's not the future. He's the present.
The future is now.
That's why they have to go O-line in this first round, man. They got to protect him. They've still got some good players at receiver. I know they're losing Hunter Henry at tight end. They'll still be fine. They just got to protect him for the long term, and they also, we'll see how it goes with Brandon Staley taking over. Hopefully, the coaching change will maybe get rid of some of the bad juju this team has had forever. Maybe they can finally have a coach that is not going to be uber conservative, uber by the book, not going for it, not taking those chances you need to do to win games in the NFL. So
you guys should draft Frank Beamer. Honestly, just figure that special teams out. Every year, for like without fail, Chargers special teams is just like we still got a chance. We got a chance. They give up multiple touchdowns on special teams every year. It's amazing. So it's insane.
If they could get Beamer out there, I give me 137-year-old Frank Beamer. I'm good.
Bring back the Goit. That's my guy.
That's funny. No, man. I just wanted to ask y'all that, man. I appreciate y'all letting me join in, man.
Of course, man. Call in anytime. We're
Yeah.
running it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So hit us up, same time slot. And I appreciate, and like I said, thank you again, Sippy, for hopping on with us. Always, we're down to just chop it up. Like, obviously, Charger and Raider fan here. We hate the Chiefs, but we're down to just talk shit. So
likewise, no, for sure.
I'm not here to run anyone off. So
no, man.
Everyone else watching right now, hit the link. It's free. You don't need an app. Just join in and pile in with us. So thank you, Sippy. We ran a little over time, but I don't think it's anyone coming up behind us on the network. So thank you again for joining in, and always love to hear from a first-time viewer, commenter. And there he goes on the Corey's Market and Liquor Celebrity Hotline. Corey's Market and Liquor, 2152 University Avenue. They do check IDs. Please believe that. Tyler, anything else you got before we get out of here?
No, man, I think that's it. Just thank you guys so much for thank you, Nick, for always calling in. Thank you, Sip, for calling in first time. Definitely love that. But, hopefully we'll have some good things to talk about Friday. Of course, recapping the first round of the draft.
I won't.
Well, yeah, Ronnie may not have good things to talk about.
I know I won't. I'll be upset.
Look, maybe you can give us the Mike Valenti moment then, where you just go off on like a 15-minute rant, lose your voice.
I need a vacation anyway.
That's right. Pucker. But we would. That's right.
What a legend.
Just look. Well, the thing is, actually, if you type in Mike Valenti, Michigan State rant, there's like 800 of them. There's one particular one against Notre Dame.
I was firing up my section.
That's right. I got their old asses up in the air,
out of the seats.
Oh man. But yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back here on Friday, recapping round 1 of the NFL draft, previewing the weekend in sports, baseball. Of course, baseball's still going on. NBA, NHL heading towards the playoffs. Maybe we'll talk a little bit of that. Of course, another UFC fight, golf. The Derby. The Derby's this weekend. I didn't even think about that.
The Derby is back at the right time.
Oh, okay. We're totally talking Derby on Friday.
I'm throwing money down.
So, yeah.
I'm on a heater right now. My picks. Woo! I'm killing it right now. I'm going to branch out into horse racing. I'm one of the greatest handicappers out there this season.
Yeah.
Again, also, though.
It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed.
But get on this wave with me. If you want to get rich, hit me up because I'm killing it.
Go.
My Oscars picks are a lock. We'll have to wait for the next one. We'll see. But NASCAR, I'm killing the game. Woo!
There we go. So, so we'll be recapping all that stuff or previewing that stuff on Friday. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, commenting, calling in, all that good stuff. We love you. You know the drill. Keep the fire.
Keep the fire. And also hug it out, Raj.